beautiful souls. I'm happy to have this morning. Welcome to the morning, this brand new day. I wanted to take a minute and acknowledge the chaos that is happening in the world. Um, and as we know, as above, so below, as within, so without. When we see a lot going on in the world, we can better believe that there is something going on within us internally. It's been a long time since I've done one of these lives. I think 2020 was actually the last time I did it. And I kind of have this intuitive feeling to go back to some of what I was doing then, in that sitting in stillness, reflecting on self, um, being aware of what's going on around us, but being able to find that calm within the chaos, essentially, finding calm within the chaos. And then to add to that, so back when I was doing that in 2020, it was about the stresses happening outside of us and being able to ground and center and align with ourselves and be okay. Now I'm in a period where it's not only are we grounding and getting in alignment, we are moving to allow our instincts to emerge. So going back to a place where we're allowing our instincts to emerge, and we're listening to our own gut feelings and how we feel about things and what we want to do individually, instead of listening to all the outer influences coming at us. So as you likely know, a lot of times the external world is putting pressures on us to behave in a certain way or to go in a certain direction, to make certain decisions that they think are best for us. But what's true is we each have an internal instinct that is our guiding light. And when we're listening to the outside influences, we're not necessarily hearing what it is we need for ourselves. So that's sort of my intention with this, is to guide through sort of a meditation. I wouldn't even call it a meditation, but a guided imagery, guided mindfulness session, to bring us into our body, and then to feel that confidence and alignment and grounding within our body, so that we can then hear what it is we truly need and want in a moment, and that our instincts, I'm going to call them our intuitive instincts, that are already there, instead of repressing them, denying them, we can bring them forward and move into our best life with purpose and meaning. So I'm just going to pretend like I don't think anybody's watching, because that's what's easiest for me. I have to give a lot of props to people who have a bunch of platforms going, and they're because there's a lot of setup and a lot of tech that you really need to be somewhat savvy to get it all set up and moving, and then make sure that you even have audio working, which, who knows, maybe you can't even hear me, and that's okay, because we all make mistakes, and I'll fix it next time. I'm going to keep going anyway. So my role, my purpose as a human being on this planet, is to hold space for others and let them really see the truth of who they are, in a gentle way, but in an honest and truthful way. So I work with people in my day job, leadership coaching, and so I work with people doing leadership coaching, and then on the side, I'm doing more of a holistic approach to coaching with people, and part of that is, well, even in the work there, when people are open to it, going into stress management and understanding our behavior, and then figuring out how to choose a different behavior, how to communicate more effectively, how to understand our strengths, personality, and again, our behavioral styles, and then maybe how our behavior is a part of maybe a stress response. And there's a lot of stress happening in the world right now. There's a lot of things happening externally to us, within relationships around us. And again, like I mentioned, it's all a reflection of our own internal world. The only thing we really have any kind of control over is ourselves. So, how do we do that? How do we put ourselves in a place that feels right for us? How do we become in alignment? And so I want to guide people into that alignment, and so that they can see the world from their own perspective, again, instead of the external influences, and so that you can reconnect with your true essence of who you are through your heart, through your body, through your mind, through your soul. So instead of keeping talking, because I seem to want to talk a lot this morning, I just want you to take a minute, if you have a minute. And if you're doing something else, that's okay. And if you're not here right now and you see this later, you can still join us. So just take a minute and get really comfortable, get relaxed, feel your seat on the ground or your feet on the ground. Feel those feet, feel your toes, feel your heels. Notice your breath. Just notice, you don't have to change it. Just notice the air moving in and out of your lungs. See if you can feel your heart beating. Again, noticing your breath. And take a minute and bring your attention to the center of your body, to a place within your body just below your belly button, about 2 inches below your belly button, back inside toward your spine. This is your center of gravity, your sacral chakra, your dantian or your hara, or power center, center of power. It's your center of gravity. It's what holds us stable and secure. When we hold our attention there and we're embodied within our center, it's harder to push us over. And that reflects then on creating boundaries and it being harder to push through those boundaries. But this is your power center. It's where you store the energy to produce the things that you'd like to produce in life, to create that sense of meaning and purpose that is from your power center. And a lot of times, continue noticing your breath, by the way. But a lot of times we give away our power from the center and we let people siphon off that energy. And sometimes we draw energy from other people and we try to bring it in and hold on to it. Through this practice, this is about maintaining your own energy, holding your creative energy within that center. And so just continue to focus your attention at this center point. About 2 inches below your belly button, back inside towards your spine. And I want you to imagine that you're growing roots from that center, and those roots grow down into the earth, down your legs, out your feet, or straight from the seat of your body down into the earth. And allow those roots to move deep into the earth, grounding you, holding you tight to the earth. And just notice how they grow, and they don't have a straight path. They just move where they're most able to move, path of least resistance. And they move into the earth, connecting you stronger and stronger. Notice how the earth nourishes your roots, feeds you energy, bringing you strength and stability. How your roots support the earth in this reciprocal manner, where your energy moving down into the earth is holding the earth in the same way that a tree's roots hold the tree. So continue to grow your roots deeper and deeper, and notice how they become stronger and stronger. And notice how you feel rooted to the earth. Notice the strength that comes with your roots growing deep into the earth. And when you feel like your roots are really secure and grounded into the earth, and you feel really present and centered, bring your attention back to that center of gravity, that place 2 inches below your belly button, back inside toward your spine, your center of power. And take a breath here. There's no right or wrong way. And as you practice grounding yourself and growing roots into the earth and imagining them moving down into the earth, the more you think this, the more you intend this, the more it makes it so. It's all about intention. There's no right or wrong. Just the fact that you want to ground. So bringing your attention to that center. And now I want you to scan your body from head to toe. And you're going to notice your physical body. Notice if there's hair touching your face. Notice if you have any tension in your neck. Notice how free your legs feel. And today I think we're going to bring our attention to our heart, to a place across your chest. And just scan your chest and recognize if there are any tensions in your heart area. Do you feel any tension? Maybe you feel freedom and joy and appreciation. Maybe you feel tension and uncertainty. For someone, there is a tension at the heart that's also connected down to that sacral chakra, that center of gravity. So it's in 2 places. And just notice this place. Notice the tension. You don't have to change it, just notice that it's there. Noticing this tension, is there an emotion attached to it? Maybe there's sadness, maybe there's grief, maybe there's anger. Maybe there's love and joy. What emotion do you recognize is there? And just acknowledge that emotion. You don't have to change it. You don't have to fix it. Take a minute and notice, is there a story that you're telling yourself? So if you say, wow, there's sadness there, is it followed up by a story of why there's sadness? And if there is, then recognize that you have brought your attention to your mind and out of your body, and bring your attention back down into your body, back to your heart. Just observing the tension. Recognize the feeling. And in doing this, when it comes up again, you're going to recognize it and allow yourself to move through it. Take a couple deep breaths at your heart, filling your chest out. And on your exhale, just relaxing your chest and allowing that tension to relax as well. Another deep breath. On your breath in, filling up your chest with the energy and the breath. And as you exhale, releasing the tension. Continue to breathe here. Breathing in, filling up your chest in that area where there is the tension. And exhaling, the tension releases from your body. Inhale, exhale, and continue to breathe. On your next inhale, I want you to be mindful of the breath moving into your chest area, filling up your chest cavity, and your breath out, fully releasing the tension in your body, fully releasing the air. Breathing in, filling up the chest cavity, and breathing out and releasing the air fully. This time on your breath in, you're going to draw energy from your roots, up from the earth, up your body and into your heart, filling your heart with the strength and energy and support of the earth. And on your exhale, breathing out and back down the roots, giving the tension to the earth, where the earth can transmute it and use it for something else. So breathing in pure, clear, loving earth energy, filling up your heart, and then releasing out the tension, the negativity, the toxicity, the stress, releasing it out into the earth, where Mother Earth knows how to ground the energy again. Breathing in the energy from the earth, moving out the tension on your breath out. And continue to breathe. And you can always continue to do this further a bit later if you like. I want to bring your attention back to the space. Notice how you feel. Notice your seat on the chair if you're sitting. Notice your feet on the floor if they're on the floor. Notice your breath. Notice your heartbeat. Notice if your mind has any thoughts that are moving through, and that's okay. All of it's okay. Acknowledge and bring your attention back to your body. Take a look around the room. Notice the things that are around you. Notice that in this moment you are safe. Notice in this moment that you're strong. Notice in this moment that you're present and here with yourself. And no matter what comes towards you, you're capable of dealing with it. Now the next step. You thought it was over. The next step from the center place, so from your heart. And if you need to, you can close your eyes again. But from your heart, I want you to ask yourself a question. With everything going on in the life around you, with everything going on in the world, at this moment in time, ask yourself, what is my priority? Is my priority my children, my family, my partner, my love? Is my priority myself? Is it your passion, your purpose? Is your priority maybe more material? Is it that you're needing to make money? And with that thought, continue to stay in your body. So if your attention has come to your mind and you're starting to think a whole lot of things and tell yourself a whole lot of stories, bring that attention back to your heart. And again, you're asking and looking for an answer to pop up. Not something that comes from your mind, something that feels true within your heart. And you're going to ask yourself, what is my priority? And you may have a quick response. You may have a response that comes in your dreams tonight. Your response may be something that shows up halfway through the day when you're not really thinking about much. What's your priority? This is important. If you don't know what your priority is, it's hard to figure out where you need to move next. So the first question is, what is my priority? The next question, so if you found your priority, the next question, in this moment, from this place, from my heart, for my highest and best good. What is it that I need right now? What is it I need? And just allow that answer to move up through you. Again, not from your head, from your heart. If there's a story attached, that's not what you need. That is your preconceived ideas. It's your belief system, and it's likely outside influences telling you what you need. Sometimes the things we need are simple. Sometimes the things we need are different ways of communicating. Instead of communicating in a way that's forceful, it may be communicating in a way that is directly from your heart. It may be listening to the people around you instead of speaking. It may be speaking up after listening. But I feel like for a lot of people, it's the listening that is key. If you ask somebody a question, listen for their answer. If you want to know something about somebody, then start with asking them questions for context and understanding so that you know where they're already at and you're not imposing your beliefs on them. So maybe it's listening, maybe it's communicating in a different way from your heart. Instead of listening to that story that you've created in a situation, it might be stopping and saying, this is the story, what am I feeling? And dropping down into your body, finding where the tension is, acknowledging what the emotion is, and then from that emotion, communicating from there. I feel really sad when, say, we don't spend time together. Instead of, well, you haven't been with me all day long. It might be, I feel really sad when I don't get time with you. I don't know if you can feel the difference. I feel really sad when I don't get time with you. And that's it. There's no expectation. There's no change or push for change. There's no need to attack. Just a wholehearted expression of how you're feeling without expectation. And another person then has more space and more safety to respond in a way knowing that there isn't an attack. So first question was, what is my priority? Second question is, knowing this is my priority, while I sit in my heart center, what do I need? And then the third question, what do I need to do? Now that I understand this, now that I understand what my priority is, what I need, what emotion is there, and it's what do I need to do? This is tough because we live in a society that is very left-brained. Let's call it left-brained. Let's not go masculine, feminine, or men and women. But we're in a very left-brained society. It's all about doing. And sometimes being receptive in a place of receiving in the right brain, the right hemisphere of the brain, can be more productive. We meet less resistance when we're allowing and receiving, and maybe I'm speaking more to people who are more right brain, but also there are some times when we don't have control over the circumstances. There's other people who are influencing it, and those influences, we can't control them. and we shouldn't try. And removing ourselves or stepping back and detaching is likely our best option. And we live in a society where it's like we need to be structured, we need to know what's coming. And the thing is, when you live in a world that you can't control other people, you can't control how opportunities are set up. Being in a receiving mode, allowing opportunities to come in, actually is holds less resistance than trying to think our way into making something happen. Because in my experience, the world molds, shapes around us according to what it is we need. God, our higher self, the creator, have a plan. And when we create resistance by trying to create stories in our minds about circumstances and about people and make judgments based on those external influences, then we're creating resistance, we're creating barriers to head in a direction towards what we actually are wanting to receive. Um, and maybe what it is that we're going to receive and the opportunities that come up, they may be so much better than what we could imagine. So if we sit there and say, I want this specifically, I want this person, I want that job, I want this car, what if it could be better? So, what action do you need to take from your heart center? What action, free of manipulation, free of harm, free of stealing? And this is the question that you ask yourself: what action do I sincerely need to take? And we allow that action to emerge from our center. It's a little bit of homework, apparently, I'm giving you. And these things may come up in your dreams, they may come up later on today. You may just have that moment where you realize, I, my priority, it's not what I thought it was. My priority is freedom. Maybe. I prioritize, somebody out there prioritizes freedom. And the working situation or the relationship that you're in is binding you and holding you from being able to achieve that freedom. And I don't mean freedom in a like go out and just do whatever you want. I mean, real freedom is when you actually are taking the responsibility and being accountable for yourself and your actions. That's where the freedom is, because you can't have power struggles when you're being honest with yourself. And it's very difficult to be, I think probably impossible to be 100% honest with yourself, because there's barriers and um, beliefs that we have held that make it impossible for us to even know 100% what we ourselves are doing. But sitting back and reflecting and hearing yourself from your center instead of from the influence outside or from your mind where the stories are, that's where you're going to find the juice of who you are. And I feel like I'm going a little sideways here. So, what's my purpose? My purpose is, maybe I prioritize, sorry, not purpose, but prioritize. Maybe I prioritize freedom. And my circumstances don't value freedom, and my circumstances don't allow for freedom. That doesn't mean the action is wipe out everything in your life. What could the action be? First, it's feeling, what do I need? Do I need freedom? What do I need? My priority is freedom. What do I need? I need space and time. I need time to be able to allow myself to really know what it is I need to tune into those things so that I can take actions towards that freedom. So I know that what I need is time and space. So what actions can I take? Okay. What actions can I take? Well, for me, waking up this morning and just letting the morning roll, knowing I wanted to come into this, letting the morning roll with this, having the space and time, I didn't feel constricted to try and get this done. Instead, I was up, I think, about 6 a.m. and I don't think I went on here until 8:30, almost 9 o'clock. And it's already been 35 minutes I've been on here, so wasn't expecting that. But um, letting my day roll out, knowing what I intended, but not putting that pressure. So the action is allowing my day to unfold. There's a different kind of energy behind the action that actually has allowed me to put it in place. So we did some problem solving here for myself. I do value freedom is one of my top values actually, and the freedom to be able to create is a sincere passion of mine, and create in a way that other people can hear, see a different perspective, and then maybe connect a little more to themselves and who they are. So, I'm just feeling into, do I have anything more to say? The world has a lot going on right now. The macro. Remember what you're seeing and what you're viewing out there doesn't line up with who you want to be. The as above, so below, as within, so without. The without, if that is a direct reflection of our internal. Are you pushing, 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 or are you accepting and honoring your day to day? For somebody out there pushing to try and make things happen, remember this exercise. Remember to drop into your center, even down further to your center of gravity, and ask yourself, is what you're pushing for what you really want? Because I have this feeling that a lot of people are pushing for things that they don't really want. Again, it's the external influences that are driving that. Is this what you really want? Is this a priority? Is there something else you want to be doing? So I think I'm going to end there and leave you the space to think and reflect. And um, I hope that your day moves on in only the best way for your highest and best good and purpose. And may we all make decisions based on what really suits our soul. And may we interact with the people around us in a kind and effective way for the highest and best good of those we come into contact with. Many blessings, so much love, and I hope that you found this useful, and I plan on there being lots more. So we'll see how that goes. Love to you.